G'day, I'm Author NZ. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Recently, as I've mentioned, I was given quite a lot of reloading equipment. You can see the presses behind me. I was given books, powder, primers, projectiles, lead melting stuff, all the gear to make projectiles, and I was given a lot of brass as well. Some of it was really quite dirty, and the reason that the guy gave me the equipment was because he wasn't able to make it work the way it should work. You know, it was the Lee Pro 1000s, they do have some problems. So what he was doing, he was decapping a bunch of brass with one die in the press, and then he was taking the brass away and priming it, and then he'd come back to the press and use the powder measure and the bullet seating part of the press to load the case and then seat the bullet. So what he was ending up doing was, between priming a whole lot of cases and reloading them, he decided to give it up. So he gave up reloading himself. What he didn't have was a tumbler, so all his brass was pretty filthy. Some of the old 45 stuff was really dirty, some of the 38s and 357s were pretty dirty. So I got on Google the other day to find out whether or not it was okay to tumble primed brass in the tumbler, and I got no response from YouTube, so I thought I'd put up a little video about what I found out about tumbling primed brass. And basically the general gist was, yeah, it's okay to tumble with a primer in there, there's no reason that you can't, so I have. So I've cleaned these cases up. I didn't leave them in there too long, just a couple of hours in a corncob media with a little bit of walnut shell, and they've come up okay. You know, they're not really shiny like they do when you leave them in there for a while, but you know, they're a lot cleaner now. They're going to go through my dies a lot better, and they're going to go through the guns a lot better, which was obviously the goal. And also, shiny brass always looks better. One of the things that I was really careful was, once I pulled them out of the tumbler and tumbled the meter out of them, I checked every one to make sure there was nothing stuck in the flash holes. You know, it'd be really easy to miss a little bit of dry media, bit of corn, ground corn or ground walnut, and that may affect obviously how the primer fires up the powder. So I'm going to load these up now. And I've already done a few, so I'll bring the camera over here just to show you what I've done. Right, so hopefully you can see the press and you can see the ones that I've already done. Obviously, with a prime case, I'm not going to run it through the sizing die. I'm just going to put it straight into this station here, lift the press a little bit, push it around so that it's now underneath the powder through expanding die, drop it up, charge the case, put a bullet in. I'm using lead. That's the first time I've used lead for my 38s. And that's the finished product. Reasonably clean, nice lead projectile. Once I've used these, I'll put them back in the tumbler and I'll give them a really good clean. And I'll probably hope, well, I'm hoping to get out to the range this weekend. And if I do, I'll take some of these out and see how they go. And I'll do a follow-up video on how they operate. Now, sometimes I'm just giving these a shake just to make sure there's powder in there. I haven't used this press very much yet, so I'm still getting used to it. I'm still a little bit doubtful of not seeing the charge and not measuring my charges. I'm pretty careful about measuring an average charge, so I'm just a little bit wary, and I'm quite keen on checking that there's actually powder in there. And with the 38s you can do that. With a 9mm, the cases are quite short, so you can see that there is powder in there. It'd be quite difficult to double charge them. But yeah, I'm pretty fussy about making sure that there is powder in the case. Alright, so I'm not going to leave the video on to do all of these, and I'll do a follow-up video after the weekend. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hopefully that dispels a myth that you can't tumble primed brass. I've done it. Nothing happened. My tumbler didn't blow up. I had no accidents. I had no problems. Right, the primers look alright. So, like I said, on the weekend I'll get out to the range and I'll take some of this with me, see how it goes, and I'll do a follow-up video for it after the weekend. Cheers. Thanks for watching.